Like I was saying afterwards, sorry the video sort of cut out there, got split into two again, forgot where I started, but M is now when you've reached a civilization has reached past the sort of hunter-gatherer, live fast, die young mentality, and is caring more for, trying to build and trying to maintain things, and somebody with an M strategy only strives more for IQ than testosterone, and in civilization, monogamy was invented so everybody wasn't fighting over, so the alphas wouldn't get all the females, which would lead to a beta male sort of revolt, which would lead to the destruction of that civilization in the first place. So to the people that say monogamy is unnatural, well, monogamy is in the most ancient of societies and was invented in the most ancient of places. So you have that. So somebody who is into M culture only goes out with one female. The female might not be the most attractive, might not be the most impulsive, but if he puts enough energy, resources, planning and development in her, he should get about maybe 3 or 4 offspring in a safe, maintained, stable society, unlike the K, who although he does have more sex, only 1 or maybe 2 of those children will survive. So this is why I sort of oppose war, because if let's just say if war happens, it's going to turn people into a more K-based culture anyway, even the most M-based culture. If they see that they're going to get wiped out and there's going to be a war and there's anarchy and chaos, people who would have been M are going to turn into K anyway, and it's going to sort of lower down their civilization to that of sort of more wild chaos. Not that I'm bashing K, because there's a lot of things I like about K and there's a lot of things I like about M. For example, K with the Native Americans, it's just more natural, it's more primordial, it's more spiritual, it's more free, and that's why I like it. Free from government regulation, free from, all these unnatural, substances, like, processed food, and all that sort of things, and you live life wandering as your own boss. Like, nobody tells you what to do. There's no authoritarianism. There's none of that, and as you could see, the Native American religions were in fact the most peaceful religions out there. So, and obviously you notice the hippies in America sort of had this sort of world view of going back to wild and going back to nature as well. So, not that I'm bashing K, however, too much freedom does lead to chaos and it does lead to anarchy. And obviously, if you do get cancer in a K society, of a live fast, die young society, and there's no hospitals maintained around, then you're going to die of a fever very quickly. And what I don't like about M culture is the people it's easy for anybody to take over because they're already a complicit people. They've already been rounded up in a social order, so this shows that they don't have no testosterone in them for defence to fight a revolution against injustice if they see it, because they've already been gathered up by a higher force, and they're more submissive to authoritarianism. Now, as I speak about this, since I mentioned the Native Americans, some cultures are more K-based and some cultures are more M-based. For example, I noticed Sub-Saharan Africans, Arabs, Native Americans, they seem to be more K-based, and while East Asians tend to be more M-based, and Europeans are somewhat somewhere in the middle. So that's just sort of my view on that sort of thing. I was hearing this. I learned all this from the Jolly Heretic, so go check his channel out. So I'm just trying to think of anything else I'm trying to say. But yeah, like I said, too much K is going to lead to, too much of a K culture is going to lead to I don't know, too much Arabs immigrating to one place. It's going to lead to bombs and destruction, and too much of an M culture, like China, is going to lead to too much submissive complicity, like communist China, you know what I'm saying? But I was hearing, the reason mixed race people tend to be more violent is because people who are more likely to race mix is doing it because of the impulsive lustial drive of mating with somebody with good genetics.
But not
although the
thinking
person
ahead.
looks good, they're picking body over mind, and people who are more likely to race mix are on the K side of the spectrums, on both sides. So that's why people who race mix, the children usually grow up to be like drug addicts and identity issues, and they end up getting arrested or committing suicide or something like that, especially if it's two K cultures, going at it together. So yeah, and obviously I've said about the horrors of too much too much Chinese people. They're going to be too complicit, they're going to be too submissive, they're not going to fight back.
And it caused the most deaths
if
on the
K
planet.
culture does come after them, they're not going to do nothing. Like it's sort of, the sort of nerdy beta male thing, it's sort of like that.
And communism has caused the most deaths.
I do think the Europeans sort of have it the best in both ways when it comes to they're in the middle of M and K, and they have the middle rates of IQ and testosterone. So yeah. But anyways, I'm finishing that video. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.
And just to, I forgot to mention something, males tend to be more K-based as they produce lots of sperm so they can afford it, while women tend to be more M, as sex for them is more risky, so therefore women have to plan and prepare who they mate with, while men, that's why one night stand, spreading seed, it doesn't really matter. So that's just one thing I left out as well. So anyways, hope you enjoyed that video, and sorry about that, it's just a lot of technical issues happened there. So see ya, bye.